Exactly 1 month from today, August 21st, Lyle and Eric Menendez will do something most inmates in state prisons get to do eventually, but they never have: face a parole board. The original sentences of life with no possibility of parole were changed back in May, as you know, and now freedom, it is a real possibility, but it's far from guaranteed. It's also possible the brothers could get their murder convictions thrown out altogether. It's a separate legal fight over two pieces of evidence that were not admitted at trial 29 years ago. One piece of evidence is a letter written by the brothers' cousin describing a pattern of sexual abuse by Lyle and Eric's father. That cousin passed away more than 20 years ago. And the other piece of evidence is from Roy Rossello. He's a former member of the boy band Menudo who gave sworn testimony that he also was raped by Jose Menendez. Now, recently, a judge agreed with Lyle and Eric's lawyers that if the jury had seen that evidence, their verdict might well have been different. So now it's up to prosecutors to show, if they can, why the convictions should still stand. Over the weekend, the ex-Menudo member spoke to a British newspaper. He said, and I quote, "I am proud and happy about the judge's decision. My testimony was not in vain. To my understanding, these individuals are always innocent victims. Their souls have been lost, condemned, and mutilated, devoid of hope, future, or destiny since the day their father began to abuse them." The judge made a wise and prudent decision. Now is the time for the system to implement changes in many areas, particularly regarding the statute of limitations of these crimes. All right, let's get back to Mark Geragos now. He is the lead attorney for Lyle and Eric Menendez. Mark, this Roy Rossello statement going on the record saying that my testimony was not in vain. What's your reaction?
Well, I'll tell you, I was seeing that come out over the weekend. I also watched today a interview with the governor, Gavin Newsom, with Ryan Murphy. And obviously coming on the heels of Judge Ryan's decision to issue a formal order to show cause, basically saying we made our prima facie case that this conviction should be set aside. You know, I've always used the term, Brian, with you, I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm ratcheting that up. I'm more than optimistic. I think the time has come. I think the stars are in alignment. I just think it's which path we go down to for them to walk out of prison finally, after 35 years of doing tremendous work.
Have you spoke to them recently? What has their reaction been, you know, to all these developments just over the last week?
I have, and look, they're putting in the work. They're doing what they have to do. They're serious, both of them. Eric's had a little medical issue, but the two of them are working hard, and they're working with one of the best parole lawyers in the game. And like I said, we've got an embarrassment of riches. I told you before, Brian, 2 years ago, more than 2 years ago, about 27 months ago, when Cliff Gardner, my co-counsel, I take umbrage at being called lead counsel, co-counsel with Cliff, when we filed this and we decided, we never thought that we would be here 27 months later. And so for post-conviction litigation, to have this many the proverbial irons in the fire is incredibly gratifying, and I really am as hopeful as I've ever been.
Yeah, you really have made a ton of progress since when we first started interviewing you about this. It's crazy to think about it. You mentioned Eric having a minor medical issue. I haven't heard about that. What's going on?
I don't want to reveal too much. I will just tell you he's a tough guy, and he's getting attention for it, and he'll work his way through it. And I'll just leave it at that. He's on the mend.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.